Welcome to Philly Tech Connect podcast, where Philly's tech minds meet. CEOs, developers, dreamers. This is your space. Each week, we explore the journeys of tech innovators. Join us and be inspired.
Hey everyone, Dave here with another episode of the Philly Tech Connect podcast. Today I'm speaking with Dr. Lixia Yao, the founder and CEO of Polygon Health Analytics, which specializes in developing high-quality real-world data and real-world evidence in disease areas with pressing unmet medical needs. She has a PhD in biomedical informatics from Columbia University and has previously worked as the director of real-world data analytics and innovation at Merck, and an associate professor in the biomedical informatics at Mayo Clinic. Dr. Yao, how are you doing today?
Hi, good morning, Dave. Thank you for having me. This is a wonderful time. I'm very glad to chat with you and the Philly Tech entrepreneur community.
For sure. I'm excited to learn about your journey, from being a professional in Merck to now starting your own business. Tell us a little bit about your background and what inspired you to start your business.
Yeah, you already introduced me quite nicely. So, hello again. My name is Lixia Yao. I am the founder and CEO of Polygon Health Analytics. This is the third year of business for us. It been quite a ride. Before diving into the startup world, I was working at Merck as a director of real-world data analytics and innovation. And even before that, I was an associate professor in biomedical informatics at Mayo Clinic. So I also worked in other pharmas like GlaxoSmithKline and the University of North Carolina in Charlotte as well. It seems like I changed my career path quite a few times. I think 5 times to be exact. But the main theme is I feel my passion for applying data science and AI technologies to address the challenges in biomedicine and healthcare, and that never changed. So while I was hopping around, I've been always with a purpose, that is to identify the niche where I can leverage my knowledge and skills to improve healthcare and medicine.
Very
So,
interesting. Go ahead.
yeah, this is basically my self-introduction. But for I think the second part of your question, you asked what inspired me to start my own business. It's a long story. I finished my college degree in China in chemical engineering, and it's not by my choice. I mean, chemical engineering is not by my choice, but kind of assignment. And during those college years, I discovered my true passion and strength. I found out I like and did well in math, computer programming, or the subject that's based upon clear, well-defined principles and logics. Chemistry, on the other hand, particularly like organic chemistry, was my nightmare, most difficult course subject to me because I hate memorizing so many stuff. So I switched to computational science in graduate school. At Columbia University, I truly enjoyed learning statistics, machine learning, computational biology, all the things I could possibly reach. It was a luxury opportunity for me. I worked very hard and feel really happy as well, because that's the time I can study what I like. Now subject I'm assigned to. And so my philosophy for work, for career is ideally it should be something I like and something I do well and something that come with a sense of meaningfulness, purpose. I feel biomedical informatics or health informatics, some different people call it differently, really fit into this idea. I feel empowered and driven to improve healthcare and biomedicine using the knowledge I have gained. And then why my own business? While I was hopping around, switching between different roles in pharmaceutical company, large organized hospitals, I was trying to find the niche where I can realize my passion. It took me a while to find the platform, without the constraint limitation of working in a large organization. So I spent like almost 10 years trying to understand the market and identifying the business model because I come from a technical background and the business part was something I tried to catch up over 10 years. So by 2023, I finally felt, I'm ready. And so I founded Polygon Health Analytics. And so far, it's been I say, a really great journey. And I truly enjoy the process.
Yeah, well, I'd love to hear more about Polygon Analytics, Health Analytics. Could you tell us a bit more about what that startup does in the world of, real world data in disease?
Sure. I guess it's not a common topic most people are familiar with. So we have a small team at Polygon Health Analytics, consists of experts in data science and with a deep understanding of the healthcare system, primarily the US healthcare system. And we have the proven track record to close the gap between healthcare providers, drug discovery and development, and the technologies. We provide real-world data and AI artificial intelligence solutions to meet the need of our client in drug discovery, clinical development, health economics, and outcome research. That's part of the commercialization function. Well, let me give the more about the background. Real world data is collected from everyday healthcare setting. It includes the electronic health record data. That's what the doctors, nurses write. In the old time, they write on paper, consider the chart, but now everything is digitalized. It also include insurance claims, that's reimbursement transactional data, and disease registry. And FDA define real-world evidence as the clinical evidence regarding, say, the usage and the potential benefit or risks of a medical product derived from analysis of the real-world data. So traditionally, clinical trial is where we collect the clinical evidence and get the medical product, a drug, approved by the regulatory agency. But then real world data supplement that, help the manufacturer with the pricing strategy, access to the insurance company, the patient and providers. Another keyword is the health economics and outcome research. It primarily look at the impact and the value of a treatment, or it can be a drug or medical device. In simple term, it help us to answer questions like, is the treatment worth the cost, right? How the manufacturer decide on the drug price? Secondly, how does that impact a patient's health and quality of life? In some cases, there are multiple choice. Which one is the best for what patient population? And last one is what's a long-term benefit and risks? And in Chinese, we have saying all the drugs are toxic. So it's a balance between the benefit and risk. And HEUR, health economics outcome research, use the real-world data to conduct research and help providers, insurance companies, and even policymakers to make informed, evidence-driven decisions. And so patients can get the most effective and safe treatment at an affordable cost.
Mm-hmm. I imagine, doctor, that you've encountered a number of challenges in this industry. It's highly regulated and very complex. What are some of the ones you've experienced over the last couple of years?
Yeah, so that's a great question. To me, the main challenge is not about the technical field part itself, nor the regulations, because for my entire career, been working in this area. I would say, I think there are two major challenges. First one is to understand the market and sales. We operate in a very niche B2B market where our clients are usually much larger institutions than us, and they consider us as vendors. And the sales process is very technical and involves long sales cycle with multiple stakeholders. Usually the business stakeholders who trust our capability and deliverables, but the person may or may not control the budget. And then there's procurement functions and legal compliance team within large organizations that enforce their policies. So starting from scratch, without an established business record with large client, I would say it's very challenging. Even with strong credentials, and strong networks, many potential clients are hesitant to take a chance to start the long sales paperwork. So we end up with mid-size client companies coming from a scientific background with zero sales experience. We feel that's probably the easy grab for us, and we build on our reputations with satisfactory deliverables at a very competitive rate and flexibility that lead to recommendations from our client to their network. So it's a very slow word of mouth way of marketing and sales, but I think it's still the most efficient way. And this is still a challenge for me, given my scientific background. I'm learning to be a better salesperson.
That sounds like a
And
journey.
yes, yes. And secondly, I think it's about finding the right people. I do admit I cannot tell with high confidence if a candidate is a good fit, is a right fit to our team through screening of resumes and interview. Um, but the challenge, to be fair, is not unique to our small business. Even while I was working in large organizations, I faced the same challenge. I was hiring manager many, many times. Because a person's character or personality are hard to gauge in the short interview setup. Both the hiring manager and the candidate probably try to show their best part, leave the best first impression, and hide certain aspect, right? And so for example, we had a very smart data scientist who primarily worked in the technical functions in a large pharma. However, he undervalued the importance of marketing sales and wanted more credit for himself. He think he's the superhero. Because he delivered the work, and he eventually chose to leave. And in another case, we hire fresh graduates from school. But what they learned at school, um, quite theoretical. There's a gap between what we do in business world. The person might feel frustrated when asked to learn new things and liking of the open-mindedness to step out of his comfort zone and communicate. That's a learning process for me as well. I'm trying to become a better, more experienced manager and recruiter.
Makes sense. Doctor, tell us a little bit about the future plans for Polygon Health Analytics, and for people that want to, get in touch with you, how can they do so?
Yeah. And as we enter, this is our third year in business, and things feels quite different from the beginning. I vividly remember the day when I started my own business. I have nothing but an open calendar, no meetings, and nobody knew us, and there's people have no interest to learning about us. And we back to 2023 and even now in 2025, we are facing a sluggish market and volatile political environment. You probably read from the news with major layoff and transformation at federal agencies like NIH, FDA, and that impact us as well. But now we also got approached, receive a lot of marketing sales emails from other business trying to sell us accounting, HR, payroll, marketing, sales services. We are also approached by investment firms and reputable business collaborators from time to time. So I cannot emphasize enough, the difference, the increased attention we receive over time, probably due to our internet presence, word of mouth, and our working with federal government and reputable client as well. So standing now and looking forward, in the next 2 to 3 years, we plan to expand our client base for sure and build a stronger, larger team. And we want to advance more and get more NIH FDA grant and contract. That's we've been quite successfully with that, but we definitely want to do more, do better. We may also seek investment opportunities if we need additional funding to strategically, say, develop a new AI solution or software. In the long term, I have a very, I have sorted about for many, many times. I envision Polygon Health Analytics to grow into like about 200 people within 10 years. And 200 is a magic number for me. I through my calculation or my understanding, I think that's a number we can maintain high productivity and efficiency without becoming bureaucratic. Mm-hmm. Larger organizations, have the bureaucracy issues. That's kind of a systematic problem, often with large organizations. So by that time, I either sell the company or hold it, but like someone else to manage the day-to-day operation. I'm sure I will be able to find new business opportunities and start building my next business. I really like what I do. I hope to continue working as long as I can. So one company, then second, and so on. That's my dream.
That sounds great. I look forward to following along your journey. Thanks so much for sharing your story, Dr. Yao, with us today.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much.
That's all for today's episode of Philly Tech Connect. Join our community at phillytechentrepreneurs.com. Special thanks to our sponsor, Shortlist.io, a digital marketing agency specializing in top-notch link building, content strategy, and web design. Stay innovative, Philly, and see you next time on Philly Tech Connect.